back on the floor of the Assembly Hall, and with me the man who runs it all, Liz Astroff, the Executive Secretary of the IHSA. He's held that position for 12 years, been involved with the sport, and of course sports in Illinois for many, many years before that. Do you ever get to see any games, Liz? It seems to me like you're always busy working.
Well, we're busy working, but part of it is seeing games all year long, especially during the basketball season. So it goes on from the fall to the spring: baseball, football, wrestling. Then we have non-athletic activities, speech, chess, music. So there's plenty of things to see in the state of Illinois.
During the course of those 12 years, where have been the shifts in getting athletics across to the people of Illinois? What has been the hardest part? I know that competing with college sports and pro sports, etc., I don't know if you're all that concerned with that. Where have been the shifts that you've had to deal with?
Well, I think the shift's been in the student population in each local community, and maybe the leadership, especially in the larger schools where people don't focus around the school as the center of the town. And we find a big shift there. Maybe it's because of working, TV saturation, or the schools themselves just cannot emphasize the sport of basketball, for example. That's where most of the attention comes on support progress. You watch the attendance that's coming down or going up, and we don't know the real answer, but it's a multitude of factors involved in that.
Well, we know the athletes get better, and we know that money always escalates as far as the cost of everything, but the pure essence of the sport, it never seems to change, does it?
It never seems to change, but it's much better, and I think it's because our rules permit almost specialization year-round activities, and the coaches and the kids are willing to pay the price, and we've got a better product than we've ever had.
Liz Astroff, thank you for all the work you've done for the sports in Illinois, and continued success.
Well, we want to thank you and the sponsors for televising our contest.
We have a lot of fun doing it.
Okay, thank you.
That's the Executive Secretary of the IHSA. Back with more. We're minutes away from the championship game. Let's pause for these messages.
At the Assembly Hall with Coach Brad Weathers of Carlyle. And Coach, a thriller in the semifinals, a great victory over Prairie Central. What effect does that game have on this championship for your team?
Well, we definitely like to ride the momentum into this ball game. One thing we mentioned to the kids before the game is, we got to this point. We don't want to be happy with where we are. We definitely want to, win the entire thing.
At what point during this season did you think this team had a chance to be here in the title game?
Well, that's been our goal all year, is to get here. We felt that after finishing 26-6 a year ago and being knocked off by Pinckneyville in the sectional finals, and since they finished second, we thought we had an excellent opportunity to get here. Especially with the schedule we played in the competition this year, we thought that, really at the beginning of the season, we had the opportunity if we played well.
Tell us about what problems Rock Island Alleman presents for you.
Well, Rock Island is an has outstanding quickness, outstanding athletes. They run that half-court trap, and they do it very, very well, and they love to run up and down the floor. If we can control the tempo a little bit and attack that half-court trap, we should be in good shape. If not, they've got things going their way.
Tell us about your inside-outside game with your big people, but particularly with Peters out at the point.
Well, we're very fortunate in the fact that all 5 starters can shoot the basketball from the perimeter. And what we try to do is, people are going to defense us basically 2 ways. They're either going to try to pressure the perimeter, which opens up the inside, or they're going to sag in and pack the lane, which also gives the perimeter people shots.
Well, congratulations, Coach, on a great season. All the best of luck in the championship game.
Thank you very much.
Brad Weathers of Carlyle. And now let's ask Bob DeDunker to step in here from Alleman. Coach, a wonderful season. How do you feel right now?
We're elated to be here. We've really worked hard this year, and all the hard work has paid off.
Tell our viewers what you told your team before you came out on the court tonight.
We're just going to do the same thing we've done all year. We're going to go at them and play as hard as we possibly can, and we'll see what happens.
Tom Michael for Carlyle had 45 points this afternoon. How do you stop him?
Well, I don't know. We're going to try. We're going to put pressure on their guards and see what happens.
What do you think some of the items that the viewers should watch for in the game? What are some of the keys to this game tonight?
I think transition, if we can create any, and what our trap does to their guards. If we can cause some trouble out front, we might have a chance.
Is this going to be a full court game or a half court game? Do you want to play them 5-on-5? How do you want to play?
We want to play full court. We want to see if their big kids can run all night long. That's why we want to get transition.
Talk about the fatigue and the possible factor of playing 2 games in one day.
I don't think there's any problem. We're just going to go out and play very hard. We used our bench real well in the game this afternoon, so I think our kids are ready.
You change your substitution pattern on a second game in a day?
No, we did somewhat because we thought we might need some rest, and we got the lead. We started rotating some kids in.
How's the health of your team?
Very good. We're ready to go.
Your fans are too. Congratulations on a great season. Good luck to you.
Thank you very much.
Bob DeDonker, Rock Island Alleman. We're getting set for the championship game. Now we'll take time out for this from one of your network sponsors, John Deere.
Reminisce. Tighter.
Well, we're just about set for another champion here in Class A, but let's go back a bit. 25 years ago, if you knew anything at all about IHSA tournament basketball like I did, you heard of a team called the Cobden Apple Knockers. Yes, a unique team, very unique, a very small community. They competed and went all the way up to the championship game before falling to Pekin and Dave Golden in that championship game. Dick Ruggles and a lot of the members of that Cobden Apple Knocker team in 1964 are here again in the Assembly Hall, part of their reunion. A couple of days went by since then, huh, Coach?
Yes, sir. Enough that they think we won it now. We're telling them 25 years later we won. They don't know.
Now, you guys don't tell stories about that by chance, do you? I mean, that's legendary stuff for me. I don't know. What do you think?
We never bring it up.
Well, no, we don't bring it up unless other people bring it up. But if they bring it up, why, we'll talk about it all they want to.
Now, I remember there were 3 Smiths on the team, and you, sir, are one of those?
Right, I'm one. Jim was the other. He's my cousin. And there was a Bob Smith, but he wasn't related.
I also remember there were a couple of tall guys, and you were one of those guys. If you had it to do, it had to be a dream come true. Did you realize what was going on when it was happening, or were you just kids? So what was it like back then?
I think we were all oblivious to it at the time. As years go on, I think we recognized how important it was, or how many people were following us through the tournament.
Well, I heard the story that it was just great coaching that got you there. Is that?
That's wrong. That's wrong. I told them I had an accent. They didn't understand it for 24 years, and finally they understood it the last game. They did what I wanted, and we lost.
Well, now, of course, things have changed. Now there's 2 class systems, but I think as long as everybody lives and talks about Illinois basketball, they'll remember the Cobden Apple Knockers. I bet you one of you guys remember the final score, right? At least all of you. What was it?
50-45.
50-45. Well, listen, we appreciate all you guys. Enjoy the game, Coach Ruggles. Nice to see you again. You haven't changed a bit.
Thank you for having us.
All right. We're about set to go for the championship game. Let's go to Art. Art?
Thank you very much, Jim. And fellas, good to have you with us. The Cobden Apple Knockers from 25 years ago. A ball club that caught the fancy not only of the state of Illinois, but nationwide. They made that great run before they lost to Pekin in the title contest. Oh, that's one of the great things about high school basketball in Illinois is the fellas keep coming back and enjoying it and become the big boosters for the program.
That was one of the great games, too, Art, if you remember. Of course, when you think of the Cobden Apple Knockers, you think of the Heron, Hebron Ball Club. And everybody always goes back to the district champions, and that's one of the ones that went all the way. And so it's just a part of history out there.
I'm glad you brought up the districts, because that's the old format with the little guys. Now we have the Class A and AA tournament. We've had it for a long time. What do you expect, Ed? Here we are, right on the brink.
Well, I think it's going to be the inside defense of Alleman and their balanced scoring. We don't know who's going to do it tonight for Alleman. They've had a different man all the time. And I think versus mainly the inside offense of Carlyle, mainly Tom Michaels. But we know that Mr. Peters is going to have something to say about it in his outside shooting. And I do know that Carlyle can shoot from the outside. They've got their guards that can hit the perimeter shot. Now, their guards are going to try to get the ball, I think, inside. But, you know, if they can keep the big guy from getting it, they're going to force Carlyle to shoot from outside.
Well, I think it was interesting. Bob DeDonker at Alleman said he wants to force their big men to run the floor. That means Tom Michael for one, Jason Peters for the other. But the impression I've had, those 2 guys run it pretty well.
Well, they run it pretty well. What I was questioning earlier, I thought maybe Coach DeDonker might go into a full court game and make it go from end to end instead of the half court that he's played so far in the tournament here.
I don't think either club has a problem with quickness. One of the strengths Carlyle has, as they sometimes say, you're sneaky quick with a pitcher in baseball. They may fall in that category in basketball, and certainly this is probably one of the better championship matchups I can recall. At least nobody comes in here as a heavy favorite. the outcome will not surprise, I think, most observers. There's the rundown on Carlyle. They won the 2A football championship back in '81, I believe. They won the baseball title. They're going to gun for the basketball title here tonight. If so, they will become the first school in Illinois history to win a football and basketball title in the same year. Now, here's a school with all the tradition in the world. Alleman, over at Rock Island. Just recently, a Class A school. Western Big Six entry, and of course, that's one of the more prestigious leagues in basketball anywhere, with a 559 enrollment. Coached by one of their former players, and Bob DeDonker. So you've got all the ingredients there, don't you?
Oh, I think it's going to be a great one. I know the people are looking forward to tonight. We've got an excellent crowd again tonight, and tournament attendance has picked up this year, I believe.
Yeah, you look all around the building. Big crowds here. Perhaps not as much as last night, but when you have that quarterfinal day, you have 8 teams and a lot of fans.
Well, you know, I think Alleman would like to celebrate St. Patrick's Day a little bit early, maybe 1 week earlier.
Yeah, and Carlyle would like to prevent that.
Yes, well.
I think we're all set for the introduction of the two rosters and then the starting lineup. So let's turn to the voice of the Assembly Hall of these tournament weekends, Steve Adams. Steve?
And now, ladies and gentlemen, introducing the coaches and players for tonight's championship game, featuring the Pioneers of Rock Island Alleman and the Indians of Carlyle High School. First, for Alleman High School of Rock Island, entering this game with a record of 24-7, here is the head coach in his second season at Alleman, Bob DeDonker. Assistant coaches Art Maffey, Jeff Holland, Don Adams, and Jeff Kokite. And now the players. Number 11, a 5'11" senior, John Lund. Number 15, a 6-foot junior, Todd Elgis. Number 25, a 5'10" sophomore, Matt Woods. Number 35, a 6-foot senior, Eric Swaggard. Number 41, a 6'2" junior, Don Duff. Number 53, a 6'4" sophomore, Matt Copeland. And number 55, a 6'3" senior, Troy Humphrey. And now let's meet the starting lineup. At one forward, a 6'4" senior, 43, Brian Wolf.
He's the All-Stater, 23.2 average, has scored 28 points in 2 tournament games here at the Assembly Hall.
At the other forward, a 6'3" senior, 21, Dave Nucky.
Took a nasty fall this afternoon, but he's healthy. He's been solid on the boards, ready to go tonight.
At center, a 6'2" senior, 45, Mark Ackerman.
In action for the first time in the Assembly Hall this afternoon, dominating player, particularly on the boards.
At one guard, a 6-foot senior, number 23, Derek Watts.
Watts, big day today, 16 points. He only averages 9'6". He can do a little bit of everything for the Pioneers.
At the other guard, a 6'1" senior, 31, Todd Woods.
Had 22 last night against Tuscola, 4 this afternoon.
Those are the Pioneers of Alleman High School of Rock Island. And now, let's meet those Indians of Carlyle High School, entering this game with a record of 31-3. Here's the head coach of Carlyle in his 8th season, Brad Weathers. Assistant coaches Jerry Ferris and Randy Dooley. And now the players. Number 21, a 5'10" junior, Darren Smith. Number 23, a 6'1" junior, Doug Luking. Number 25, a 6'2" sophomore, Mike Michael. Number 31, a 5'11" senior, Jason Jones. Number 35, a 6-foot junior, Barkley Nahaus. Number 45, a 6'5" junior, Dean Litzenberg. And number 51, a 6'2" senior, Craig Robertson. And here is the starting lineup. At one forward, 6'8", a senior, 33, Tom Michael.
Well, what else can we say? All-Stater, 45 points this afternoon, 70 in 2 games at the Hall.
Forward, a 6'1" senior, number 15, Eddie Hill.
Dangerous 3-point shooter, didn't score this afternoon. He may be a threat tonight.
At center, 6'7", and a senior, 41, Jason Peters.
Could be the sleeper out there, 14.8 average.
At one guard, 5'11" senior, 13, Steve Hoffman.
Showed some 3-point shooting strength, good solid ball handler.
And at the other guard, a 5'11 senior, number 11, Scott Horner.
He's the glue.
Those are the Indians of Carlyle High School. And here are your officials for this championship game, Bob Ware of Lincoln and Al Merriman of Bluff.
Now this from Country Companies, proud sponsors of the IHSA telecast since 1972. All right, we're set to go. The battle for the Class A state championship for 1989. Neither team has ever won this prestigious title. The most prestigious in Class A basketball, of course. Carlyle and Alleman comes out attired in their Kelly green uniforms. They will play the defensive tip and pretty well concede it to Tom Michael at 6'8" as he jumps against Brian Wolf. And there's your opening jump ball controlled by Carlyle. Carlyle in their home white, trimmed in purple. Purple piped in gold, and of course, the Kelly green of Alleman. With the ball out front for Carlyle, ball handling. Eddie Hills, they get it off this time. Long three-point bomb by Scott Horner rings the bell.
The way to start it if you're going to start it.
That is the 46th three-point field goal of this tournament. 3-0 ball game. Carlyle on the lead. Alleman comes down. We'll see what the Indians are doing defensively. It's like kind of a matchup right now. They're zoning Wolf off the base. Brian Wolf, the All-Stater, found nothing but strings.
2 for 2.
3-2 ball game. Here's Horner across court to Hills. They look down in the corner. They have Hoffman playing actually in a forward position right now against an Alleman matchup. Inside to Michael. That's going to be the problem, as far as Alleman's concerned, is containing Mr. Michael.
Beautiful pass by Hills, wasn't it, though?
No, it really was. He had an unbelievable 45-point salvo this afternoon across the Pioneers. Here's Derek Watts. They have Wolf swung out now on the point. Left corner to Ackerman. Here is the cross-court pass. Ball comes over our way, out of bounds. Alleman trying to feel out this Indian defense a little bit, which is a zone. They are not starting man-to-man.
Looked like a skip pass to Frank Mazzoni right here.
Indeed it did. Here's Hills. Hills cross-court now to Scott Horner. Out of the corner to Hoffman to Horner. They juggle the pass a little bit. Hills touched it momentarily. Another three-point bomb by Horner. Another one is good. Scott Horner, 2 in a row from three-point land. And you got an 8-2 ball game. Carlyle.
Maybe they're going to establish their outside game first.
And so far, it's pretty well established. That's all the headaches Alleman needs, huh? Worry about the big guys inside, and they drill you on the perimeter. Brian Wolf around the zone defense to Dave Nucky. Now they work off left side. Foul pass down low to Wolf. Try a hook pass into Ackerman. Slide in front of Ackerman with the steal of Scott Horner.
Good defense by Peters there.
Yeah, Peters set up the steal for Horner, really, didn't he?
Yes, he did. Look for a lot of skip passes there at Carlyle.
Hills right side. Now they go cross-court baseline to Peters. Back out front. This time the shot by Horner lips the rim, but that was pretty close. He's made 2 out of 3, and they've both been three-pointers. Carlyle leads at 8-2 in the opening quarter. Matchup for the state championship as Alleman brings the ball across. Todd Woods, 8.3 average on the season. Into the right corner as he gets the ball to Mark Ackerman. Ackerman comes out right back to Dennis Watts deep in the right corner. Ackerman against the zone out front. The shot is up and in. Nothing but net delivered by Dave Nucky. Nucky found the range. It's 8-5. The Carlyle trim to 1 3-point field goal right now.
Nucky's had a good tournament so far.
Indeed he has. Corner to Hills in the corner. Here's a long shot. Another 3-point effort taken by Hoffman. Rebounded, however, controlled by Peters. Back to Hills. Hills fires up the 3-pointer. Missed it rather badly. Ball is loose on the floor. Dive for the loose basketball. Jump ball. It's going to belong to Alleman's Pioneers. Now remember the change of possession situation. The first jump ball situation goes to Alleman. Next possession, of course, to Carlyle. Sometimes it can be pretty well into the ball game before another possession becomes a factor. 8-5. Over the timeline is Woods. Woods out front to Nucky. Nucky gets it a 3-point range. Didn't quite get it. Rolled out of there. The rebound controlled. Taken off by Tom Michael. Michael here to Scott Horner. Horner brings it over the Times Drive in the Assembly Hall in Champaign. The bounce pass to Eddie Hills. Right back to Horner. They have Steve Hoffman set up in the left corner. Hoffman has the ball right now, number 13, working against the Pioneer zone. Back to Hills. Skip pass all the way over the zone. Defense to Hoffman. Back to Horner. The double H attack in the backcourt as far as the Carlyle is concerned. Horner and Hoffman. Peters feeds in this time to Michael, and Michael is hooked and fouled by Ackerman.
It looks like so far that Carlyle is content with keeping 4 guys outside in the perimeter of the three-point area and leaving Michael to work inside.
Are you surprised with both zone defenses here at the start, Ed?
Well, I think with the one zone, yes, but I, understand that Alleman's going to start out in him.
Yeah, the zone from Carlyle surprised you a little bit. Of course, Alleman really disguises theirs pretty well. They zone really, but it's a trapping type of situation. Oh, great flying pass by Hills inside to Michael. Hills looked right and just whistled the ball to Michael underneath.
Beautiful pass.
That helps when the guy's 6'8", though, underneath. He can throw that ball high and hard, and Michaels has great hands. 10-5 Carlyle. Here's Denny Watts. He drives. Can't get it. Didn't take it. Passed off. Ackerman with the right-hand hook. It won't go. Rebound pulled down by Jason Peters for Carlyle. 3:37 to go in a rapidly played first period. Eddie Hills. Hills cross court now to Horner. Horner with a couple of three-pointers already to Jason Peters. Three-point land from the corner. Bullseye.
Art, I'd like to ask you a question. What's the record on three-point attempts?
I don't know. You've got the record book. I don't.
We may see it.
Carlyle leading. Carlyle was a real run of fine athletes. Located, memory serves me correctly, north of Centralia, down in that portion of southern Illinois, a tradition-rich basketball area. The feed to Michael.
Another beautiful pass.
He's taken up right where he left off.
This time Horner made a great pass in there.
And now it's a 15-5 ball game. Pioneer bench is stirring, but Bob DeDonker wants to take another good look at it before he makes any kind of a change. Watts' jump shot was blocked, and the guy that blocked it was Michael. Tom Michael, the U of I bound frontliner out of Carlyle. With it is Todd Woods. Woods with the right-handed dribble. He's wearing number 31 for the Kelly Green-clad Pioneers. Out to Dave Nucky. Nucky to Woods. Back to Nucky. Nucky with the basketball now. Works to Watts. Watts in the corner. Derek Watts. I called him Dennis a moment ago. Forgive me. Derek. Right side with the ball is Nucky. Nucky to Watts. Watts comes out front quickly to Brian Wolf on the left wing. Trying to drive in there and gunning the long jumper is Todd Woods. It won't go. The rebound scrambled for, batted in, but stolen right back by the Pioneers. Bounce pass by Woods is kicked, and the ball goes back to Alleman.
There wasn't any opening there on that bounce pass. He probably should have went up and got the jump shot himself.
15-5 score. Carlyle leading by 10. We've got a timeout. And we'll be back after this message from one of your network sponsors, the Cal Pfizer Genetics. Well, following the timeout, both clubs breaking out of the floor, and the Alleman Pioneers with some problems. Of course, they're down 10, primarily due to three-point buckets by Carlyle. Pioneers need a field goal. Here's Derek Watts out front. They work to Nucky, left side to Woods. Woods guns the jumper. He got a three-pointer. Big basket. Big basket for Todd Woods. First three-pointer for the Pioneers.
I think they needed that one.
Yeah, psychologically, if nothing else, knocks them off that 10-point deficit, puts them back within 7 at 15-8. Here's Hills. Nice steal. Ball taken away from Hills by Todd Woods. He lost it, rolled all the way under his own defensive basket, but there to pick it up is Dave Nucky, who's been all over the floor today, and the Pioneers save the basketball. They bring it up. Todd Woods.
Alleman may change their defense last time down when they looked like the two guys were playing mostly man-to-man. A little bit of zone, the other three guys in the back.
Here's the shot by Nucky. Comes up an air ball. Of course, the tendency to do that is natural when the club has knocked in three-pointers on you. To try to get out on them just a bit tougher, and that's a dimension that Carlyle has, but certainly adds to their big inside game. Their inside game led by Peters and Michael was very outstanding. There's a two-point field goal by Peters, Jason Peters.
There's that inside-outside again, though.
17-8. Three-point field goals. You can see 2 of 4 for Alleman. For Carlyle, 3 of 4. There's the bomb from the side. Spins out, no good by Brian Wolf, but the rebound comes along off the floor to Derek Watts. Watts, 6 foot, 165-pound senior to number 31, Todd Woods. Now they work inside to Nucky. Nucky goes to the glass. Nothing there. Rebound, Wolf. Off the window and home.
Wolf made a great move. You know, we've talked all the time about Michaels, where he's going to school. What about Peters? Well, outside shot like that, he's going to have a lot of people looking at him.
I would think so. 17-10, Carlyle by 7. Carlyle brings it back down corner, left side to Mr. Hills out front. As they go to Peters from the side, the shot by Hoffman caroms off. Nucky looks up at the clock with 7 seconds. Down the floor to Ackerman with 4. Watches the three-pointer. Outer iron, no good. Scramble for it. Ackerman just throws the ball back. And it misfires. Wasn't too far off. I think it might have been a shade late anyway. However, at the quarter, it's Carlyle by 7. Carlisle's Indians 17. Alleman. Now, this from one of your network sponsors, the dairy farmers of Wisconsin and Illinois. (17-10) ball game at the end of one quarter with Carlyle up. Three-pointers have been the rule. 3 for Carlyle and 2 for Alleman. The basketball is Horner. Horner has 2 of those three-point field goals. Steve brings it down out front this time to Peters, and he drills the fantastic three-point bomb.
He's got a spot at the top of the key, hasn't he?
He was a little deeper than usual that time, though, at about a 21-22 footer, and it's 20-10. Carlyle. Pioneers. Brian Wolf goes left corner. Looks to Nucky. Cross court out front now as the ball goes back to Brian Wolf from Woods. Wolf guns it from the side. It won't go. The rebound comes long, and Hills just grabs it flat-footed. Eddie Hills. They're 6'1", 178, a senior.
Carlisle's 3 guards are covering a lot of territory on that defense, I tell you.
Three-point shooting has been the big difference. Here's Hills. Hills drills it, rolls off the outer iron. No good. The rebound. Bringing the ball up is Brian Wolf. Wolf gets the ball to Derek Watts. Pretty drive. Watts scores. Foul. And the bucket will count. Gives the personal foul on the play to Scott Horner. Three-point possibility the hard way for Alleman. We're going to see it again, Ed.
Long shot. Ball bouncing right there. Good recovery. Nice pass. Watts made a good slide move in there at the bucket, I think.
Yeah, this is a big, big play. It cuts the lead to 8. Watts free throw won't go, and the rebound snatched out of there by Tom Michael. Michael at 6'8", controlling that defensive board. Here is Horner bringing the ball across. Scott Horner drives it around the top of the circle. Goes to Hoffman. The pass inside, intended for Michael, and knocked out of bounds. They're going to say by Michael. Michael was contesting with Todd Woods. Woods forced him to knock the ball away, and so the Pioneers will have possession. Nucky leaves for Rock Island Alleman, and on comes a very reliable substitute in this tournament, John Lund. Lund, a 5'11", 155-pound senior, 2.9 average. He's been better than that offensively in this tourney. Wearing number 11, you see him out there. There's number 43, Brian Wolf, tries to go down the lane, passes off to Lund. Lund being covered in that portion of the Indian zone defense by Hoffman. Off to Woods, to Wolf. Wolf with a three-pointer.
Last time down, they had all 5 guys out on the outside perimeter.
So now it's 20-15. Three-point shooting has been the story in the first half of this battle for the Class A state championship. Hill to Michael, to the hoop. Rolls out. Ackerman with the board for the Pioneers. Big, big rebound pulled down by Ackerman. Mark clears the defensive board, and here come the Pioneers with Lund ball handling out front. John Lund, number 11, right side now to Derek Watts. Derek looks inside. Right back to Todd Woods. To Brian Wolf this time from deep at the corner. That's his second three-pointer in a row. So the All-Stater now with 10 has pulled Alleman within 2 at 20-18.
Well, we heard he could shoot like that. Now he's beginning to show it.
Indeed he is. From the side, Hills, three-point range. It won't go. 2 Pioneers on the board, but they wrestle it clear. Actually give the rebound, if anybody, to Derek Watts, and now the possibility of a lead for the Pioneers as they go for the three-pointer. Woods to Lund. Lund bounce pass to Watts. Watts eyes it. He sails inside, tries to dish, and the ball is stolen away. Taken away on the steal by Eddie Hills. Gets pretty sticky in the middle of that zone defense with the guy 6'8" and the fellow 6'7" in there. Carlyle still leads. They had a 10-point lead just a moment ago. They now lead by 2. 5:12 to go in the second quarter. Eddie Hills looks at the bucket. Over to Hoffman. To Peters. Back to Hills. He wouldn't shoot it from there, would he?
Occasionally I put it up there.
He just drilled it.
I don't think I'd like to play horse with these guys.
22-18. 5 three-pointers for Carlyle. 4 for the Pioneers. Lund to the hoop. He tried to challenge Michael, and Michael stuffed it on him. Michael stands his ground. Crown comes up with the steal. Lund had a good idea, but no cigar on that trip. Hills beats the double team as the Pioneers have changed up defensively just a shade. Ball deflected out of bounds. Take a look at those first period shooting figures. Pioneers are chilling 33%, while Carlisle 7 of 11 for 64%. And keep in mind, the first quarter, 3 of those were at three-point range. Hills holds it high. On the wing. Peters straight away. Boy, you give him any room. That's his third three-point field goal. 6'7", 191-pound senior. 25-18.
Shooting like that'll keep you honest, won't it?
A phenomenal shooting display. Lund walks it up for the Pioneers. They're suddenly down 7. They were within 2 a moment ago at 20-18. Brian Wolf to Lund. There's Lund, traveling violation. So we came into this particular ball game with 45 three-point field goals in the tournament. We have 49, 50, 55 three-point fielders now. In this run for the Class A state championship, this is the Assembly Hall phase of it. Horner to Hoffman. Little pass into the corner. Here's Horner. Horner looking low to the inside. Michael goes to the glass. He drew the foul, kind of off balance, but the reason he was pushed and shoved a bit in there, so Michael will go to the free throw line, shooting 2. And the foul is going to go on Todd Woods. We'll see it again.
Looks like he got him right across the wrist.
Pushing and shoving going on.
I'll tell you, Wolf is really playing some tough defense in there, but it's going to be, you know, it's tough for him to guard a guy his size, though. 6'8".
Well, of course, a lot of discussion how Michael will fit into the U of I basketball program. He's a slender youngster at 6'8", 193, but he has a lot of skills. He may not be ready immediately, but I have a feeling that
you know,
Mr. Michael,
a great weight program is going to get a lot of weight on him. He's going to put on about 15 or 20 pounds that first year or more. So he's going to get stronger and tougher.
And he has shooting skills that really pays off. I agree with you on Peters. Certainly a 6'7" kid that can put it down like he can. Has to be the apple of some coach's eye. Pioneers, Watts. Ill-advised shot, perhaps. He was off balance, but Derek just hustles and gets it right back to Brian Wolf. Wolf out front. Now to number 31, Todd Watt. Todd says, calm it down a little bit. There you see an overhead camera shot here in the Assembly Hall. Gives you a good idea of the defense for Carlyle, which is still basically a zone, kind of a 2-3. Here, Wolf slides the baseline. To Watts, and they almost throw it away, but Woods hustles to the 10-second line and makes the save. Todd Woods, hard-working backliner for the Pioneers. He tries to penetrate, and Horner cuts him off in that portion of the zone, number 11 for the Indians. Here's Wolf to lean in. Fires up the air ball. Ackerman over the back of Hills, trying to work to the offensive board, and Ackerman picks up the foul for his trouble his second.
Very poor shot that time.
Pioneers have taken a few poor shots. I think it's a combination of 2 things. They had pretty good zone defense, but also the psychological factor of knowing you have to alter your shot if you do get inside.
Excellent defense. And when those big guys come at you, of course, it's naturally what you said. You have to alter that shot.
26-18 Carlyle, 2:51 for the half. We'll be back after this from one of your network sponsors, John Deere. There's your score, and you see the time inserted, 2:51 to go in the half, as the fans perform a little bit for the TV cameras here in the Assembly Hall. That's all part of it. Walking the ball up the floor is Scott Horner. Now Scott picks it up, and with good reason. And as you see, Derek Watts gets right out there on him. Hoffman to Horner. There's your field goal shooting right now. 45% for Carlyle and 35% for the Pioneers. And they're bringing it up a little bit. On the perimeter, Peters. This time it didn't drop. Rebound is hauled down by Todd Woods. Everybody in this Pioneer ball club can rebound. Offensive foul on Woods. Pushing off. Good call, I believe, in that situation.
Used his left hand to push off.
Official Alan Merriman from Bluffs made the call. He's working with Robert Wade from Lincoln in this title game. That's a prestigious situation for officials. We're at the state championship game. That was Bob DeDonker, head coach of the Pioneers. Now Lund is going to come back in the ball game, and in for out goes Todd Woods as Lund checks in. Matt Copeland, popular sophomore, takes off his warm-up jacket. He's going to check in. There's Bob DeDonker. Yelling to his ball club as Copeland checks in. He is 6'4", 195. Sophomore with very, very good jumping ability. All right, let's see what indeed transpires over the next 2:22. 3-point goals, 5 of 9 for Carlyle, 4 of 8 for Alleman. Both teams shooting very, very well at long range. In fact, Carlyle shooting 56% out there. Here's Horner. Horner lobs to Michael. Turnaround. Good.
Got the bounce, didn't he?
Got a beautiful touch. He gets that ball up anywhere on the rim. The chances of it dropping are excellent. 28-18. Carlyle by 10. Just walking the ball across is Brian Wolf. To Lund. Derek Watts back to Lund. Working around his own defense. Carlyle has stayed in the zone, the same zone, the entire first half.
Well, they're in a matchup. You do a lot of talking to those kids out there.
Oh, yeah, sure. Watts. Can't get it. Rebound hauled down by Michael. Matchup is very definitely a zone defense. There's no follow-through in the man-to-man or anything of that sort. But believe me, what it means is they know exactly where that guy is.
There's a lot of communication with those guys out there. They're talking constantly all the time on that defense.
Very, very tough defense as a result. Alleman is capable, of course, of playing the same kind of D, but right now the three-point shot has given Carlyle a good lead in this ball game at 28-18. Ball stolen away. Peters picks up the loose basketball to Hoffman from the side. Another three-pointer. Steve Hoffman, phenomenal display at long range by Carlyle. 31-28. Well, the way this tournament has been played, it seems only appropriate that the three-point shot should be a major factor in the title game. I don't know if they should be this major a factor, Ed.
Well, you know, there's been some talk about moving that line back a little bit, especially in college. I'm not so sure they couldn't move it back in high school.
Foul is going to go to Horner. I think that's an interesting point. However, I would hasten to add in this ball game, many of the three-point shots have come well behind the 19-foot 9-inch line. These kids just have exceptional range.
I'll agree with you.
35 seconds to go in the half, and it's a 12-point lead being held by Carlyle. Brian Wolf from the side. He lifts it. The rebound, Michael. Michael for the Indians from Carlyle. Off to Scott Horner. And a collision between Watts and Horner, and Watts picks up the personal foul.
20 seconds to go in the half. This may be one of the quickest halves we've ever had.
Oh, I guess. Very, very rapidly played. What, half an hour? A little bit less than a half an hour. Horner will go to the line. Three-point count now for Carlyle. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 three-pointers. Alleman with 4. We've had 11 three-point buckets in the ball game.
Is this the first one-on-one?
Yeah. Only other free throw. Well, let's see. I'm not sure that's right. I think it is. Michael, I think, was shooting a two-shot foul earlier. Second one is good. So Horner, 2 three-point buckets and 2 out of 2 at the line, makes it a 33-18 score with 16 seconds to play in the first half. Across is John Lund. You know, this sport is unpredictable enough, and now you throw the three-point shot in, and you really got an unpredictable quality. Here's Brian Wolf to the baseline, leans in. Pioneers need the bucket, can't get it. That's it.
He had his own rebound, and they got away from him, Joe.
First half of this one is history, and Carlyle with an amazing 15-point cushion at 33-18 as they limit the Pioneers to 8 points in the second quarter with this the tremendous first half of play. There you see the score. Now this from one of your network sponsors, Country Companies.
Well, we'd been ahead the entire ball game. Kalen made a rally. They got close to us. We had an out-of-bounds play on the sideline. Danny made eye contact with me. We had played together since the 3rd grade, so I knew he was going to break for the basket. I threw him the ball. He scored the basket. We went on to win the game.
Brent Browning, 1973 Class A MVP for Ridgeway, and his fellow Country Companies agents salute this week's players.
You know, we felt we weren't just playing for ourselves. We were playing for the entire southeastern Illinois.
Well, 16-8. The scoring effort by Carlyle in the second period as they outscore the Pioneers from Rock Island Alleman. First half is something of a surprise to me, Ed. I have been amazed at the long-range shooting, particularly engineered by Carlyle, and boy, it's only put them in a commanding position.
Well, they haven't been hesitant about putting it up, have they?
Well, they haven't, no. Well, they've been amazing shooters, and of course, that has been this kind of a staple for them in the first half. Anytime you come into a ball game with all the pressure of the world and you shoot like you're shooting the barn door in the backyard, 8 three-pointers. Let me count that and make sure that's right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 three-point field goals scored by Carlyle. Of course, we have the presentation of the 3rd and 4th place trophies coming up here very, very shortly as the 2 teams assembling on the floor, Prairie Central, and then, of course, also the Spartans from Wheaton St. Francis. We're ready for that right now, so let's switch over to the public address system and Steve Adams.
Ladies and gentlemen, we direct your attention to midcourt for the presentation of the 3rd and 4th place team and individual awards for the boys Class A state basketball tournament. Presenting medallions to the squad members of the 4th place team will be Mr. Tom Howard of Fremd High School in Palatine, who serves the IHSA as president of the board, and Mr. Lauren Stevens of Winona High School in Winona, who serves the IHSA as a member of the board. At this time, please meet the Spartans of Wheaton St. Francis High School, who finished the 1989 season in 4th place with a final record of 27-5. Here is the principal of St. Francis High School, Father Michael Foley. Head coach Mike Harper. Assistant coach John Urich. Assistant coach Jerry Schmidt. And now the players. Number 5, Mike Healy. Number 11, Tim Hughes. Number 13, Dan Leonard. Number 15, DJ Paoni. Number 23, Jamie Green. Number 25, Chad Lane. Number 31, Ryan Doyle. Number 33, Scott England. Number 35, Tim Daly. Number 41, Scott Cordero. Number 43, Paul Ranstead. Number 45, John Driscoll. Number 30, Rich Krajewski. And number 53, Jason Gilroy. Ladies and gentlemen, presenting medallions to the squad members of the 3rd place team will be Mr. William Mitz of Monticello High School in Monticello, who serves the IHSA as secretary of the board, and Mr. Leroy Newton of Carterville High School in Carterville, who serves the IHSA as vice president of the board. At this time, let's meet the Hawks of Prairie Central High School in Fairbury, who finished the 1989 season in 3rd place with a record of 30-2. Here is the principal of Prairie Central, Mr. Daniel Schmidt. Head coach, Charlie Strasburger. Assistant coach, Brad Crane. Assistant coach, Tim McGuire. Assistant coach, Brad Byers. Manager, Ryan Bechtold. And now the players. Number 12, Gary Tidwell. Number 14, Darren Bazell. Number 24, Eric Hetherington. Number 25, Phil Tetley. Number 30, Kevin Kafer. Number 31, Robbie Meyer. Number 32, Doug Miller. Number 40, John Pica. Number 42, Dayton Cooperschmidt. Number 44, Doug Webble. Number 50, Dan Weber. And number 54, Justin Cox. The Hawks of Prairie Central. And now for the trophy presentation. Presenting the 4th place trophy will be Mrs. Lynn St. James of King High School in Chicago, who serves the IHSA as a member of the board. Will Coach Mike Harper and the captains of St. Francis High School please step forward to receive the 4th place trophy. Mrs. James, if you please. Congratulations to Wheaton St. Francis, this year's 4th place finisher in Class A. And now, Presenting the third place trophy will be Dr. David Turner of Porter High School in Petersburg, who serves the IHSA as a member of the board. Will Coach Charlie Strasburger and the captains of Prairie Central High School please step forward to receive the third place trophy. Dr. Turner. Congratulations to Prairie Central, this year's third place finisher.
Well, there you have the presentation of awards to the third place team, and a fine one it is too. The Hawks from Prairie Central, another fine ball club, the Spartans from St. Francis of Wheaton here in the Assembly Hall. And now this from one of your network sponsors, the Cal Pfizer Genetics. All right, there you see the score. Carlyle was scintillating three-point, and I might say record shooting, three-point shooting, leading 33-18. I want to take a look at the stats in the first half, but first appraise you of a couple of situations. The old record for a championship game on three-pointers. Now remember, this is a new rule, so of course this record may go from time to time rather frequently. The old record set last year by Pena, they had 5 against Pinckneyville. That was the record. It has been eclipsed in this game already by Carlyle. I said they had 7 three-pointers, and I know you'll be surprised to know I made an error, but I booted one.
I don't believe it.
That's a miscue. 6 three-pointers, but that is a new single-game championship record in Class A for number of three-pointers. The record for one game in any state championship series game, any game in the state finals, is 6. Obviously, that has been tied now by Carlyle with a whole half to play, and that was established by Walter Lutheran out of Melrose Park last year against Pinckneyville. So, the individual record, you may ask, how do we stand on that? Well, we're close. That record belongs to Tom Funneman of Pena. Last year, he had 4 of 7 three-pointers. And at the present time, we have Jason Peters of Carlyle with 3. So, stand by. Okay, quickly, here is a look at your halftime stats. You can see the Pioneers not shooting well. Carlyle shooting 60%. Free throws not a major factor. Rebounding only 1 difference, the edge to Carlyle. Turnovers 5 for the Pioneers to 2 for Carlyle. And the team fouls 5-2. We have a couple of highlights from the first half. We have a chance, we'll show those to you, but you see Brian Wolf leading Alleman with 10. He's the only double-digit scorer right now for Coach Bob DeDocker's ball club. There's Carlyle, and leading the way is Mr. Horner. He's actually outscored Tom Michael in the first half due to those three-point bombs, and Peters also has poured in a total of 8 points. We'll continue from the Assembly Hall right after this from one of your network sponsors, John Deere. We're about set to go at the second half of this battle. Is right now Carlyle in front of Rock Island Alleman by a 15-point margin at 33-18. Take a look at this brief highlight from the first half. I think this involves Brian Wolf on the perimeter. There's one of the threes, and boy, has that been a factor. Now you're going to see Carlyle come back. There's a beautiful alley-oop pass into Michael. So there you see the Carlyle two-prong attack. We didn't show you the three-pointer there. You see 6 of those in the first half, however. Well, we're underway here. Back to live action in the Assembly Hall. Alleman's got the basketball. Woods on the wing in the corner to Nucky. Down low to Wolf. Wolf working on Peters, and I think he just drew the foul. Foul number 1 on Jason Peters. One thing, Ed, we haven't discussed, but Carlyle totally out of foul trouble. Michael doesn't have a foul. That's the first one on Peters.
I don't think Alleman got into one-on-one at all the first half.
Well, Alleman has 2 with 2 fouls, but nobody really in a desperate situation right now.
You know, when I passed inside, Wolf put up a quick move there. When he got the ball, he turned his shot awful quickly.
All right, Wolf at the line.
They drew the foul there.
Walked that one home. He was most of the rim, as they say. Got it on the front edge and rolled it down.
I think the first 3-4 minutes there of this quarter is going to be a big one for Alleman. Stay close, got that lead a bit.
Well, you would assume a club as hot as Carlyle would cool off a little bit, but that doesn't always happen, does it?
No, it doesn't.
Now Michael to Hills. Hills gets the ball, now back to Michael. Michael hands the ball off to Horner, now back out to Michael. Then pressure has been extended by Alleman. Alleman is pretty much, they're still zoning, but they're really double teaming and trapping out of it. Here is a shot from the side by Hills. It won't go. Nice rebound. They're just flying out at the shooters now, and everybody else is going underneath. Up quickly with it is Todd Woods for the Pioneers, trying to penetrate. He goes down the lane, got it. Nice head fake. I thought he was going to pass to Derek Watts.
Well, he was until Michaels slid over, and then when Michaels slid over, he changed directions in the air, and he just, you know what I mean, he just changed his mind, put up a good shot. They put Michaels outside right now, and
Well, remember
now
that
they've changed.
Okay, and I don't want to be picky, but he prefers Michael. There's no S on the name, and we want to make sure our listeners understand that we do know the way to pronounce it, and Ed knows it too.
I apologize.
Ball is deflected out of bounds. Well, there's a lot of Michaels and a lot of Michael. There's a lot of this Michael. Tom, 6'8", probably. All right, the inbound pass to Peters. The Hills into Tom Michael, inside twist, and he was really hammered. Boy, he's got a lot of moves in it, doesn't he?
He does. Made a good crossover step, turned, looked, tried to see where the defensive man was at, and then he made that crossover move. What's the bucket?
Let's see it again. Take a look at this, Ed. There's that crossover step.
Yeah.
Foul went to Ackerman, his third.
I thought he was shooting there. I thought he was going to get to.
I did too. Circling around his corner. Left side jumper, Hoffman. Three-pointer. All right. There's your new record for most field goals by a team.
There again, it'll keep you honest.
In a championship game or a regular game in the finals, for that matter. Nucky on the perimeter to Woods. Three-pointer there. Alleman answers.
As Frank can say, is totally awesome with that three-point shooting tonight.
Well, you got to answer one guy's three with yours. That's when they make you stay in the ball game. It's an 11-point lead to Carlyle. Corner. Nucky's all over him out front. Ackerman moves out on Peters. The feed to Tom Michael for the layup.
Great pass inside.
Well, he's got great mobility, and they do a fine job of getting the ball to him.
Look at that. Hoffman got the three the last time down, then he gets an assist this time down.
Alleman on the attack. Inside. Wolf with a half hook. It won't go. Struggle. Followed by Wolf. Blocked by Michael. Carried out of bounds. Going to belong to the Pioneers. Bob the doctor kneeling in front of his bench. Well, not in front of the bench. He's seated. That's the rule over here. The bench decorum rule. Been loosened up a little bit this year, but basically, coach has to remain seated, except for a couple of specific situations. From the side, three-pointer. Give it to Tom Woods. Woods has hit two in a row. 38-28, back within 10. Collision between Michael and Wolf. No foul called. Here's Horner. Horner gets the ball off to Eddie Hills. They work low to Michael off the glass.
Made that good crossover step again and put a nice bank shot. He used the bank board there.
Yeah, Michael's mobility makes him so very tough. They pass the ball well, but boy, he's just as mobile as can be. Brian Wolf with a little hook. But pass that time. Shot is taken on the inside by Derek Watts. Couldn't get it to drop. Horner with the basketball. Defensive zone to Hills. Right side, Hoffman. Hoffman low to Peters. Peters gets it off to Horner. Horner drives to the hoop.
A lot of that was set up by Peters' block out there on the left side, and they went around and used a good left-hand drive, put the ball up real nice, soft on the backboard.
Boy, Carlyle is impressively performing this ball game. They lead 42-28 in this matchup for the state championship. Nucky goes down the lane, travels. And Lund is going to check in for the Pioneers. The ball game this afternoon, of course, the contest that moved Carlyle to the championship game was a spine-tingling 67-62 win over Prairie Central. And we all thought, well, they might be at least drained a bit emotionally. Well, if they were, they got over it in good shape.
I think the adrenaline's been flowing.
It sure has. Bringing the ball up now is Hoffman. Right side as we view it. Right in front of our television position at any rate. Inside to Michael.
Unselfish ball club, aren't they?
Michael is now 6 out of 9. 44-28. They'll make it 6 out of 7. He's only missed once. Pioneers turn it over.
That last play down there by Horner was teamwork with a capital T.
Pioneers have to have a timeout. They're going to take it with 3:57 to go in the third quarter. They find themselves down 16. And there you see the fans from Carlyle. And let's pause for this from Country Companies, proud sponsors of the IHSA telecast since 1972.
Making it to the final game has taught me a lot about teamwork. I don't think we'd have been in that final game if we hadn't played together so well as a team. Playing in the IHSA tournament will stick with me the rest of my life.
Keith Mashoff, guard for Nashville's 1978 Class A championship team, and his fellow country company's agents salute the players in this week's tournament.
I wish everyone would be able to experience it for themselves.
Arizona. And mounting the ball will be number 15, Eddie Hills for Carlyle. Third period of play. Cross court, they break the pressure, but from behind, nice steal by Derek Watts. Watts caught up. All right, here are the Pioneers back. Mark Ackerman to Lund. Out to Woods. Inside to Brian Wolf. Wolf looking to Lund into a three-point situation. 58% Carlyle, 7 of 12. Alleman, 6 of 12. Brian Wolf on the drive. The shot was blocked nicely on the inside. Either Peters or Michael. I'm not sure who was over there. Maybe both.
Wolf made a great move going around Michael, and then he got picked up by Peters over the block.
Yeah, well,
weak side help.
A rough way to try to penetrate, isn't it? Lund on the dribble drive, and I think Michael got him with the hip. First foul on Tom Michael. Going to take a look at this again. Alleman, of course, plays that very aggressive brand of basketball. Well, probably two schools of thought on that one.
I don't think Coach Weathers liked that one. Brad didn't like that one at all.
At the free throw line is going to go John Lund. Yeah, Brad Weathers reminded the official he wasn't in total agreement. The free throw by Lund will not quite convert. Brad Weathers in his 8th year has won 164 and dropped 66. Indians out at the Cahokia Conference. Lund misses a pair, and Peters grabbed the rebound that time. Jason Peters.
Not a bad record for a town that size, or any size.
Shot from the side by Hoffman. Foul on Hills. Well, I wonder if they'll get a string going. You know, sometimes that happens. It happened with your program at Mount Pulaski. It happened at Havana for a while. Of course, certainly Lawrenceville, but I'm talking about programs not necessarily state championships, but 20-win seasons. That's still the landmark.
A lot of those things run in cycles.
You have to have some players, don't you?
Yes, you do.
Derek Watts to Lund, working against this matchup zone defense for the Indians. Here's Woods into Brian Wolf to Derek Watts from the corner. There's your three-pointer for Watts. Little pressure, and Lund is called for the reach-in.
At first, I didn't know whether he was going to call it a two-pointer, but Watts was looking at the official to say, and he did give the signal for it.
Well, the percentages tonight are to go at the three-pointer. We've had, I think, as many of those as we have the standard two-point field goal. 13-point lead to Carlyle at 44-41, but you get the feeling this one isn't over.
That's what Yogi said. Never over till it's over.
On Michael. Michael to Scott Horner. Lund is all over him. 11 against 11. That's Horner with the basketball. The football quarterback on the Carlyle 2A state champions. Lund reaches in from behind. Gamble on the steal.
I wonder if Yogi really said that or he just get credit for it.
It's become legendary. 2:35. Everybody uses it. 44-31. 13-point lead. Carlyle broke out in front. 17-10 at the quarter. 33-18 at halftime. 2.5 to go in the third period of this contest for the state championship. Around the Pioneer zone. Hill skip pass to Hoffman. Low to Michael. Michael Pope.
You know, they make the skip pass extremely well, but, you know, Michael has to really move in there to get one side to the other side so they can dump the ball into him.
Yeah, Michael still missed only one shot. He has 17 points. Lineup change for the Pioneers. The other Woods is out there. Number 25, Matt Woods, the brother of Todd Woods, is on the floor. They're going with Todd Woods and Matt Woods. A little more defensive pressure, a little more quickness is what Bob Dodonker is looking for. Feed to Michael, down low, goes to the glass. Boy, when he gets to these big plays, and he's had a 10-point third quarter. 19-point game now. He had 45 this afternoon.
Completing the entry pass into the block is just about the same as 2 points on that Carlyle team.
He's got great hands, Michael. That's really amazing. Brian Wolf down the lane to Woods. Wood shot won't go. Wolf boards it. Won't go. Skying for it. On the rebound, Derek Watts. Watts can't get it to stick, tumbles to the floor. Alleman fans a little unhappy with no foul call.
Great defensive play by Hoffman.
17-point Carlyle lead at 48-31 with 1:13 to go, third quarter. Lob to Michael. Hoffman, corner. Back to Hoffman. Skip pass over the zone to Eddie Hills. Right side, Hoffman. Hoffman's jumper had no chance, and the reason colliding with him was Derek Watts. Watts picks up foul number 2. Well, let's see. My three-point count now. 3-point buckets for Alleman. They had 4 at halftime. They've added 3 more, so there's 7. 7 also for Carlyle. 14 3-point buckets.
Look at Michael's activity down on the block there.
Great fake. He laid it on the floor and took it right to the hole.
Really slides the baseline nicely, too. Hoffman's free throw bounces around, bounces out. One more attempt.
Guy looks relaxed there, doesn't he? The coach, the last.
Second throw. Bob DeDonker, a little resigned in the situation right now. It's 49-41. His team is down 18. 54-second mark, third quarter. Here's Mark Ackerman. Penetration, low, drive, shot, good.
Beautiful pass.
Ryan Wolf. 49-33 score with 40 seconds remaining.
They may go for one. Unless they get it to the big guy.
Warner looks off to Hills. Out front to Peters. To Hills. Back to Peters. 24 seconds for the third quarter. Well, Alleman hasn't been able to chip into this lead at all. In fact, they've lost a little ground in this third quarter, and Derek Watts picks up his third foul, diving for the steal. And at the line will go Eddie Hills for Carlyle. See it again.
Quite a collision there, wasn't it?
Eddie Hills thought the football season was back.
Free throw by Hills is good. On the Carlyle squad, among the basketball regulars, Horner, Hills, and Hoffman, all members of that football team, as well as some of the reserves. Hills' second free throw.
Reserves were Jones, Nothouse, and Robertson.
51-33, 14 seconds remaining. If Carlyle wins this one, they'll become the first Illinois high school ever to win a football and basketball title, state title the same year. Ryan Wolf lifts it from the perimeter. Woods follows on a good moving rebound, fired up there by number 25, Matt Woods, will not drop. So with 8 minutes left, Carlyle in a very firm situation. They lead it 51-33. There you see the Carlyle bench and their fans. They would pause for these messages. Well, we have 8 minutes left in this one for the state championship. Third place went to Prairie Central earlier this evening. 72-46, and you hear the White Pep Band striking up in the background. Pep bands have been outstanding. Columbia yesterday, last night, White this afternoon and tonight. Holding his hand high in the air is Jason Peters to the crowd, indicating the fourth quarter.
You know, you got to realize those pep bands, they put a lot of time in, just like the athletes do. So it's just not one night a week. They work every day at it.
And it's competitive for them to be invited down here. They have to get in competition with other pep bands interested, and then they're judged and so forth and so on. They do a great job. Hills from the side. And a foul on Mark Ackerman, his fourth. Going to be a lot of excitement in Carlyle if this keeps up, and if Alleman comes from behind and gets back into this thing, Rock Island will be rocking. So
if he makes these 2 free throws and they do come back, it'll be one of the greatest finishes we've ever had.
Well, so far, Carlyle has played a near-perfect ball game. Free throw won't go. Peters couldn't grab the rebound, and the Pioneers have it. Here is Derek Watts. Derek penetrating. Low to Woods. His shot is blocked. There are 2 Woods out there. We have to keep identifying number 25. He hasn't played much in the tournament. That's Matt Woods. Number 31 is Todd Woods. They're brothers for the Pioneers. Horner. Horner gets a screen well out on the floor from Peters, trying to use that screen. He bounces around it as trying to slide through was Todd Woods defensively. Feed for Michael. This time they overthrew it. That has not happened often out here this evening. Up for the Pioneers, driving the ball up the floor is Matt Woods. To Brian Wolf, to Todd Woods. Brian Wolf is the postman right in front of Peters. You can see them posting up on the inside. Now Watts is number 23, holding the ball off on the wing. Got the ball low, not handled smoothly. Is losing the handle inside was Brian Wolf. Back out front now to Matt Woods. And the Pioneers turn it over. Tom Michael that time has very easily picked up the loose basketball. Horner brings it across. Goes free throw line extended. Now comes back out. Horner really got this thing started with a couple of threes right off the bat in the ball game. The lob to Michael.
You know, Horner's done a great job of handling the ball, too.
He surely has.
He's directing the defense out there. He's always telling the guys to get back, and he's got the point out there on the defense. He's got a great series.
Biggest Carlyle lead, 20 points. I don't think anyone would have forecast this kind of a margin.
Carlisle's only had 4 turnovers in the game.
Yeah, they've been almost perfect. That was Brian Wolf with the soft jumper.
What a good athlete and a good student. Brian Wolf, 23 points a game, number 8 in his class academically. What else do you want?
A lot of excellent students on both clubs out there right now. Ackerman gets the ball ahead this time to Todd Woods for the drive. Ackerman with the assist on the move, and Todd Woods with the layup. 53-37. The Pioneers won't fold up, I'll guarantee you that.
Well, they're making a little run here. There's a few more turnovers.
Here's Horner across. Horner gets the ball to Peters. Of course, you can negate turnovers. You get the ball to the big guy. Michael goes in. His shot was not good, but a foul is going to be called on Derek Watson. On Derek, that's number 4. There you see Bob the Dunker on the Pioneer bench talking to his assistant. Take a look at it again.
Good pass inside again. Looked one way, went the other way.
Michael's had a 12-point second half, a 9-point first half for 21 thus far.
Didn't look like too bad a call there. I thought it was the right call.
Yeah, it turned out. One more throw to Tom Michael. Maybe I should save this for what will probably be a rather lengthy post-game show, fellas, but I can run down all the schools in the consolidation at Carlisle. That'll take 5 minutes. There's a lot of small communities involved in that consolidation. 54-37. Carlisle leading with 5:24, and I'll tell you, they'll all have celebrations if this continues the way it is right now. From the side, Todd Wood tried the 3, couldn't get it. Rebound pulled down by Hoffman. Hoffman off to Horner. Scott Horner, 10.8 average on the season. Just a very, very solid performance in this tournament, however. Pass was intercepted, picked off by Todd Woods. Behind the back pass to Ackerman for the easy layup. Mark Ackerman off the assist, engineered by Todd Woods.
They're showing you a lot of heart out there, I'll tell you that right now.
54-39, long way to go. 4:48, Horner in the glass. But Carlisle comes right back at you. Alleman will do some good things, and then Carlisle will counter.
Horner says, I'll take care of this game by myself right now.
Lund, John Lund with the basketball for the Pioneers to Mark Ackerman. Just hung on the lip of the ref. Bounce out of bounds. Pioneers will retain it. According to the IHSA information book, Carlisle is a consolidation of Keysport, Hoffman, Shattuck, Boulder, Farron, Huey, Posey, Royal Lake, and Edgewater Beach. Woods, top of the circle. Three-pointer. Todd Woods, his 4th three-pointer of the evening. 56-42. Attendance tonight, 12,056. 12,056 the attendance for this championship evening. Great attendance all weekend. Michaels on the turnaround. One of the few he's missed. Todd Woods grabs the rebound. We're at the 4-minute mark and counting. Todd Woods out front. He's got Brian Wolf out there with him. Here's Ackerman, launches it. Three-pointer by Mark Ackerman, who didn't have one before. He said, I may as well get in the act, and it's 56-45. Suddenly an 11-point ball game.
Their crowd's starting to get behind it right now.
Alleman can score enough. They need a defensive stop or two.
They've got to contain him. Horner on the drive. Michael, whistle. Foul on Lund. On Lund is number 3. The three-point shot suddenly Alleman finds themselves back within 11. They were down 20, seemingly not too long ago. They have scored in the fourth quarter, a couple of three-point buckets. They have a total of 12 points in the period. Carlyle has scored only 5, so that's your story. Tom Michael at the line.
Well, you feel a little safe with this guy up there if you were sitting on the sidelines.
Well, Michael has drilled in 3 out of 5 thus far. 57 to 45. Of course, he's been a key factor in the entire tournament.
Good rotation on the ball.
Certainly would have to if we picked a tournament MVP. I don't think too many people would argue with Mr. Michael.
He's got 117 points as we stand right now.
And has been such a factor defensively on the boards. Low, Brian Wolf twists, shoots, off the glass, gonna count. Brian Wolf got it on the inside for Alleman.
Wolf's not giving up. Look at Coach Donker down there. He's trying to get him fired up again.
Foul on Jason Peters, his second.
Very emotional person. He's a motivator.
Well, 3:19 left, Ed. This era of the three-point basket, that's an 11-point lead, and certainly it is not insurmountable. We got a timeout taken, and it's going to be taken by Carlyle. With 3:19 left and 11-point difference. Now this from one of your sponsors, DeKalb, with Pfizer Genetics. Timeout was taken out by Carlyle. They've been in a zone throughout. Possibility they might come out of it, you think?
Well, I don't know. The crowd's behind them down there chanting in the background a while ago. Yes, we can. Well, they've not given up.
No, they haven't. Absolutely not. And Brian Wolf is at the line as we resume it. He can pull his ball club within 10.
Within 10. Just 4 possessions now.
And a 10-point ball game. 58-48 Carlyle. Eddie Hills. Hills looking for Horner. Boy, you talk about defensive pressure. Lund all over him. And, of course, defense has been the stock and trade for the Pioneers in this tournament.
Carlyle might bring it out a little bit. They might run a little time off on the clock, I think.
Peters.
Look where Michael is, way out on the court.
Yeah, they're going to bring it out.
Now they got that 10-point lead.
I'm sure they'll take a shot if they get it, but they're going to make them work for it.
They may be at the free throw line pretty quick.
Yeah.
Number 11, Horner, ball handling off to Tom Michael. Brian Wolf all over him, Lund over him in the double team. Now with his Horner. Horner pulls in almost to the basket. Now circles back out of traffic as the ball was knocked away. 2:33. All that remains. Peters fouled by Ackerman.
Looked like the old give and go right there.
That's all for Ackerman, according to our figures. That is the 5th foul on Mark Ackerman of the Pioneers. So Mark fouls out with 2:30 left to play in the ball game. Had 2 field goals for a total of 5 points. He had 1 3-pointer. In a ball game that has seen more 3-point swishers than you can imagine.
Ackerman made a fine gesture there. He fouled out and he went over and shook hands with a couple of the ball players there from Carlyle.
7 3-pointers for Carlyle, 9 for Alleman. The free throw by Peters did not go. Still a 10-point ball game with 2:25 left. Derek Watts low to Brian Wood with the hook. Wood gets the rebound. As soon as he pushed off to get it. Brian Wolf called for his first foul. Came down, tried the hook, and then Wolf pushed off to get the rebound. So we have had in this ball game a total of 16 3-point field goals tonight. Going to the line will be Tom Michael. Michael has dropped in his last 3. So he has 15 points in the second half, coupled with 9 in the first half for 24. Make it 25. 45 points in the pivotal win over Prairie Central, the first game this morning, the 11 o'clock contest. 59-48 Carlyle, 2:18 left. Tom Michael at the line. Rebound control taken off by Dave Nucky. Art Kimball, Frank Massoni, Jim Albrecht, and
went coast to coast, didn't he?
Nucky with the drive.
3 possessions now.
And you got a 59-50 ball game. 2:04 left. Here's Hills. Right side. Peters going to hold high against the leaping Nucky trying for the steal. 1:56 left, and Carlyle wants to run some time, and Brian Wolf is called for the reach-in. 59-50, a minute and 55 seconds left. A game that has been replete with phenomenal shooting, and now a real fine comeback run by Alleman. And the Pioneers actually have stayed in it at three-point range pretty much in the second half. 15 of their second half points have come from three-point land. There's a good look at Eddie Hills after a good look at Bob DeDonker. Hills. Rebound.
Well, there it is. Going to give them an opportunity, aren't they?
59-50, 9-point lead to Carlyle. Lund backpedals for the Pioneers. To Todd Woods. Woods penetrates. Ball deflected around. Taken out by Wolf. Wolf hook. Brian Wolf hammers it home. 59-52. And we've got a timeout taken. Timeout is taken by the Pioneers. 1:39 to go. 7-point Carlyle lead. And now this from one of your sponsors, the dairy farmers of Wisconsin and Illinois. Well, there's the situation. You see the time inset, the score. 7-point ball game. Not too long ago, this was a 20-point margin for Carlyle.
It's a 19-8 run in the fourth quarter for Alleman, and the momentum has shifted in the game. And there's your time called right there after the goal. Alleman gets back within 7 at 59-52, and talk about how to cut it further.
Bob DeDonker, in the huddle with his ball club. They took the timeout. Timeout situation. Alleman has 2 left.
The heavy set lady's not ready to sing.
All right, Hills looking for Carlyle.
Almost a turnover.
Michael Peters back in the defense to help out the defensive zone to Michael. Big guy dribbles out of traffic to Hills. Look at Woods sink on him very quickly. To Horner. Down to 125. Ball knocked away, but taken right back by Carlyle.
Look at the defense.
Yeah, the hustling Derek Watts almost with a steal. Foul on Brian Wolf. That's his third. 59-52. Of course, there's no tomorrow. Last game of the high school basketball season in Illinois for Class A entries. Tom Michael with 25 points for Lee County at the line.
They got a good game up at Chicago tomorrow.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's right.
A lot of people are going to be watching that one.
A lot of great double-A games to come next weekend, and, of course, tomorrow. Public League Championship. Michael. At that 15-foot line gives Carlyle a little more breathing room, an 8-point lead. 60-52. Make it 61-52, back to a 9-point margin with a minute and 15 to play. Todd Woods across. Right side to Lund for the Pioneers. Lund bounce pass back door. Watts got it.
Beautiful pass and a great shot by Watts.
Alleman takes another timeout. Pioneers spend their third timeout right here with 1:07 to go. 7-point ball game. Carlyle on top. But we'll be back after this from one of your network sponsors, John Deere. Next week, will it be the Lions of Peoria Central, Simeon, Chicago King? Will it be Aurora East? Who knows? Super Sectionals on Tuesday night, but join us on Friday for the quarterfinals from the Assembly Hall. The AA State Tournament figures to be a beauty. And, of course, Saturday, the semifinals, consolation and championship ball game. Right here from the Assembly Hall. Should be a great AA State Tournament. We'll have it all for you along these network stations.
Alleman could use a couple turnovers right now.
All right, we're down to 1:07 here. 61-54 Carlyle. Inbounded. Indians. Three-quarter court pass. Controlled and a foul as Lund reaches in from behind and fouls Hoffman. Foul number 1 on John Lund. I am amazed at the number of three-point buckets in this game, fellas. 16 three-point field goals made in a battle for the state championship. There's a look at the Pioneer bench. At the line, Steve Hoffman. (62-54). 8-point lead to Carlyle. A minute and a second. Second throw. Rebound to Lund for the Pioneers. They're down 8. Lund brings it up quickly. They've been down as much as 20 in this one. Todd Woods. Woods jump shot. Swish.
Great shot.
Todd Todd Woods with a two-pointer. Uh-oh. A turnover, 62-56. Alleman's going to have the basketball.
What about a three here?
They've got a 6-point ball game with 48 seconds left.
Alleman has one timeout and 3 for Carlyle.
All right, Lund with it. Lund looks off to Woods. Brian Wolf posting low inside. They give to Wolf. Ball deflected to Lund. Lund drive. Shot almost went in. Rebound came long. Pulled out of there by Hoffman. Now to Michael. Cross court to Eddie Hills with 29 seconds left. And a foul. Michael had it. Nucky almost gambled and stole it. 27 seconds left as they parade to the free throw line, the Carlyle Indians, with a 6-point lead at 62-56. Tremendous comeback by Alleman. Alleman's had a 7-9, 14, 16, 18, 23-point final quarter. Well, Michael has been at the line repeatedly in this final period. Free throw there.
They had an 18-point first half.
Yeah, that's right. Talk about a clutch performance. Mr. Michael has dropped in 7 out of 9 free throws in the fourth period. That one he missed. So you've got a 63-56 game with 24 seconds to go. Lund to Woods. He launches it from downtown. Caroms away on the rebound. Peters picks it up. Off to Horner, up the Hills, down the floor quickly with only 10 seconds left to Peters.
That's it.
Gonna wrap it up for Carlyle. Hoffman got it. Got a foul. See if the basket will count. Carlyle's gonna win it. No basket.
But didn't that Alleman make a great run?
Oh, and how?
You got to give that. Take off your hats to them, gentlemen. Coach Donker's got to be proud of these kids and all the Rock Island area. Quad Cities.
Foul number 3 on Todd Woods. 5 seconds remaining. Indians all pull off the free throw line, of course. Steve Hoffman at the line. Made the free throw.
In the same school year, 2A football championship, and now the Class A boys basketball title.
Second throw, Hoffman. Got them both. 65-56, 4 seconds, 3 seconds. Brian Wolf rims it at the buzzer. And you've got a 9-point victory in the battle for the state championship as the Pioneers prevail by a score of 65-56 in the state championship matchup. Turned out to be a whale of a ball game, a great comeback run by the Pioneers. And Carlyle wins the state championship 32-3. Alleman's Pioneers finish at 24-8. Let's pause for these messages. Well, of course, the floor of the Assembly Hall is a mob scene right now. It's a control group, however, as they're lining up for the presentation of trophies here, the championship and runner-up trophy. Carlyle, as Frank Pisoni mentioned, we mentioned throughout the tournament, claiming its second major boys sports trophy of the year after winning the 2A state football championship. They now win the Class A boys state basketball title. Rock Island Alleman loses but makes a whale of a run before they fall 65-56 in the ball game. Steve Adams, I think, is about ready for the presentation. Public address system here in the Assembly Hall, and I think they got him calmed down for you, Steve. Take it away, if you will.
Ladies and gentlemen, we direct your attention to midcourt for the presentation of the first and second place team and individual awards for the Class A state basketball tournament. Presenting medallions to the squad members of the second place team will be Mr. Lauren Stevens of Winona High School in Winona, who serves the IHSA as a member of the board, and Dr. David Turner of Porta High School in Petersburg, who serves the IHSA as a member of the board. At this time, let's meet the Pioneers of Rock Island Alleman High School, who finished the 1989 season in second place with a final record of 24-8. Here's the principal of Alleman High School, Mr. Al Gorgol. Head coach, Bob DeDonker. Assistant coach, Art Maffey. Number 11, John Lund. Number 15, Todd Elgis. Number 21, Dave Nucky. Number 23, Derek Watts. Number 25, Matt Woods. Number 31, Todd Woods. Number 35, Eric Swigert. Number 41, Don Duff. Number 43, Brian Wolf. Number 45, Mark Ackerman. Number 53, Matt Copeland. Number 55, Troy Humphrey. Manager, Mike Stewart. Manager, Eric Moran. And scorer, Joe Lopez. Those are the pioneers of Rock Island Alleman. And now, ladies and gentlemen, presenting medallions to the squad members of the first place team will be Mr. Leroy Newton of Carterville High School in Carterville, who serves the IHSA as Vice President of the Board, and Mr. William Mitz of Monticello High School in Monticello, who serves the IHSA as Secretary of the Board. At this time, let's meet the state champions, the Indians of Carlyle High School, who finished the 1989 season with a record of 32-3. Here's the principal of Carlyle High School, Mr. Patrick Sullivan. Head coach, Brad Weathers. Assistant coach, Jerry Ferris. Assistant coach, Randy Dooley. Manager, Eric Nave. Manager, Troy T-Burnt. Number 25, Mike Michael. Number 45, Dean Litzenberg. Number 23, Doug Luking. Number 35, Barkley Nothouse. Number 21, Darren Smith. Number 51, Craig Robertson. Number 31, Jason Jones. Number 11, Scott Horner. Number 13, Steve Hoffman. Number 41, Jason Peters. Number 15, Eddie Hills. And finally, number 33, Tom Michael. Those are the Indians of Carlyle High School. And now for the trophy presentations. First, presenting the second place trophy will be Mr. L.L. Astroff, who serves the IHSA as Executive Secretary. Will Coach Bob DeDunker and the captains of Rock Island Alleman please step forward to receive the second place trophy. Mr. Astroff. Congratulations to Alleman High School of Rock Island, this year's runner-up in Class A. And now, presenting the championship trophy will be Mr. Fred Curtis of East High School in Belleville, who served the IHSA as treasurer of the board. Will Coach Brad Weathers and the captains of Carlyle High School please step forward. Here is the championship trophy. Congratulations to Carlyle High School.
The trophies have been presented. As you can see, the celebration goes on out on the playing floor here at the Assembly Hall. Carlyle, a great state champion. And just briefly, a couple of statistical notes before we get to our post-game interview segment. Carlyle was led by Tom Michael, who had 28 points. Scott Horner had 12. Jason Peters with 11, 10 for Steve Hoffman, and 4 for Eddie Hills. We're going to see a highlight featuring Tom Michael right now, 28-point scorer in the ball game. He did this all night. That great movement inside, that crossover step that you were talking about, Ed. Let's take a look at another one here.
Well, we want to credit the guys getting the ball inside to him right there.
That's Hoffman. Nice assist, no doubt about that. Nice shot by Mr. Michael, who was certainly dominant.
Good body balance.
Not real sure what his total for the tournament was, but I can tell you this, for the day. For the day at 45 this afternoon. 73 points for the day, which is not a bad day's work. And show you another tremendous efforts. Leading Rock Island Alleman's Pioneers with 21 was All-Stater Brian Wolf, and 18 for Todd Woods. There were a total of 16 three-point buckets in the ball game. Alleman wound up with 2 more than had Carlyle, as it turned out, 9-7. But all the records for three-point shooting went out the window, except for the individual during the ball game. And certainly all the three-point shooting marks, team and championship game and state tournament game records, they went by the boards. We had 16 of those things dropped through the draperies out here tonight, which exceeded, by a flock. I don't remember. I've looked at that three-point thing till I'm blue in the face. Well, we've got Jim Albrecht standing by, and he has a very happy gentleman with him right now. Jim?
Yeah, there are times in a man's life when he looks forward to the impossible, and the impossible is now reality for Coach Brad Weathers and his Carlyle ball club. When you came out tonight, you didn't want to get in the running game. You made a lot of cross-court passes to stay away from the pressure, and then you got some outside shooting early.
Yes, we did, and that was exactly what we wanted to do. We wanted to spread them out the best we could, open it up for Tom, and if we'd shot the ball from the perimeter, that's what was going to happen, and we finally pulled them out of their zone, and as quick as they are, we needed to do that.
Taking nothing away from the rest of your team, but Tom Michael, he is the man inside, and he knows what he's doing with the basketball. I think maybe I saw him make one mistake all weekend here.
Well, Tom is an outstanding high school player, and got excellent post moves, and he faces the basket just as well. But his teammates know when to get him to basketball, and they did a heck of a job doing it. And like tonight, when they collapsed early on him, we knocked down that outside shot to open it up for him.
And that was from Mr. Horner and company. Now, you started with a plan. All coaches start with a plan. The plan is now complete. Can you really believe it? Will it take a couple of days to take hold? You look like a man who takes reality right now. I mean, you're not... Your eyes aren't going where or whatever.
I'm going to enjoy this for a long, long time. There's going to be, I'm sure there's going to be a big celebration when we get home, but I'm going to enjoy this one for a long time. These kids basically all played as juniors. We were 26-6 last year and finished, Pinckneyville beat us in the sectional finals, and we felt like we had an excellent opportunity to get up here this year, and that was our goal, and not just to get up here, but to win it, and we were fortunate enough tonight to achieve that goal.
I watched Carlyle win that football championship this year. Did you use that as any motivation?
Well, not really. We used it as going to be gravy. It was going to be the thing that topped it all off. We were going to try and win it regardless of whether football did, but a lot of these kids played on that football team, and they've experienced these big games, and I guess we made history tonight.
Well, when you do the ultimate, what next, huh?
We'll just, I don't know. The heat's on our baseball coach, I guess, right now, and he was also our football coach, so Gary Wheeler, our football and baseball coach, we're gonna point the finger at him right now to win a championship.
Coach, again, congratulations. One final question before I let you go celebrate. The run that Alleman made. I mean, you couldn't get out of here without sweating, could you?
No, we knew it was coming, and we just tried to tell our kids to keep their composure, and we knew the heat was going to come, and we wanted to look to score off that, and we didn't quite shoot the free throws as well as we have normally, but we did well enough to win.
Coach Brad Weathers, congratulations on the top.
Thank you very, very much.
That is Coach Brad Weathers of Carlyle. They are the champions, winning here tonight 65-56. They finished the campaign at 32-3. And let's see if we can get some of the gentlemen to come on over here. Jason Peters will come on over. Jason, congratulations.
Thank you.
At a young age, you have climbed the mountaintop. You're a great shooter from the outside. That had to come from a long time training.
Yeah, practicing at the high school, we always shoot around from everywhere. Everybody on the team's a good three-point shooters, and that everybody can shoot well, and they can't guard us everywhere.
After you won the semifinal game, it must have felt like about 5 minutes before you were back out here playing the championship game.
Yeah, we went 8. We had a long wait in line to eat, and then we came into our hotel rooms and we took a nap. slept a little bit, trying to get rested up for the game. And when we came back and we were still a little tired, I was feeling really exhausted. It's hard playing these 2 games in one day.
Does adrenaline really work? A lot of people talk about, well, you're 17, you're 18, you're 16. You can play 2 games in one day. But I got to tell you, the legs seem to go right 3rd, 4th quarter.
Yeah, adrenaline just, it's amazing what it can do for you. Yeah, I didn't feel nothing. I had no pains at all coming in this 4th quarter. It was amazing. You can get up so much higher and you just run the floor well. It's amazing.
Jason, what are your plans for the future?
I don't know yet. I'm looking at a couple colleges, but I haven't signed yet. I'm going to play ball in college, though.
And what do you guys tell Tom Michael after a tournament he had like this?
Well, he's a quality player that can play like that, and I hope he has a good time up at Illinois. Hope he gets a lot of playing time.
Now, when you're 17 and the coach tells you before the season starts, hey, you guys can do it, it's hard to believe dreams like that. But did you believe it from the outset?
Yeah, after last year, when we played Pinckneyville team, and we lost to them in the super section or the sectional down at Pinckneyville. And then they came up here in 1 second, and we thought we had a good shot at it.
Jason, congratulations. You're going to remember this a long time, man.
You.
That is Jason Peters of Carlyle with me now. How you doing, sir? How's it feel?
Oh, it's great. You know, won it in football and now in basketball. You know, that's 2. You know, no other team's done it in Illinois history. It feels pretty good right now, you know.
This is Eddie Hewells, and of course, I have to assume that Eddie was also on the padded squad that won the championship.
Yeah, I was a starting tight end, you know, and you know, no one expected us to go all the way in football, and, you know, that's pretty good. But, you know, in basketball, everybody expected us to go. And, you know, now it's great that we've done it, you know, and, we make Carlyle proud, you know, doing this. And it's great. I don't know what to say, you know.
It's got to be refreshing. You're tired. You already won that semifinal game. You come out, you get a big lead, 20 points. You got to be feeling, yeah, top of the world's right next door, and then, bam, here comes the run.
Yeah, well, that's happened to us all through the regional section and super sections. We got like leading. Then the second half, you know, we just kind of bogged down a little. We didn't take our time, and, you know, we've been through it, you know, so it's just another one of those games, you know, just another game.
Well, from now on, you know, whenever you walk through town, somebody on the corner is going to be saying, there goes Eddie Hewells. He helped win the state championship in football and basketball, and nobody's going to take that away from you.
Yeah, it feels pretty good, you know, and everybody knows that you played on that team, and they all come and watch you. You know, they know who you are, and, you know, a small town like that, you know, it makes you feel, you know, you're at home, and, you know, it's great.
You know, the great thing about Carlyle and all the fans down here, when they come out, they're rooting for you, but you know what? They're rooting for themselves, too. It's like, hey, we're this town, and we're together.
Yeah, it's like, you know, we're a small town, and we're from the South, you know, we're pulling, you know, for Southern Illinois. You know, Southern Illinois has been here the last 3 years, and we haven't taken it home. This is the first time, you know, in 3 years that we've taken it home. It's just not for Carlyle, it's for Southern Illinois, too, you know. Yeah.
Hey, can I borrow that draws for just a while, man?
Yeah.
Eddie, thanks a lot.
Yeah.
Congratulations. All right, let us talk to this man. He needs no introduction, although I'll give him one. Tom, how you doing? This is Tom Michael, and you hear the fans reacting. Tom, you come in here with a business attitude. I mean, you love to play the game of basketball, but you are business when you're out here.
Yeah, you know, that's just part of it. We're going to try to do everything that we can just to win.
Now, great expectations are put on shoulders like yours. How do you handle that? When you come out here, when you came to this tournament, everybody was saying, hey, you got to stop Tom Michael. You knew that coming in.
Well, you know, we got a real good team anyway, besides me, and I think that showed throughout the tournament. A couple times they double-teamed me, and that opened the outside up for everybody. So, you know, the guys hit their shots tonight, and that was a big key.
Is it distracting at all for a player like yourself, a talented player, to be getting phone calls from coaches who want to play? Have you play on their team? Of course, you're going to Illinois with Coach Henson, but was it a relief to get that out of the way, and could your basketball improve after that point?
Yeah, that's the main reason I signed early, is so that I could concentrate on this, and, you know, that was our team's goal after we got beat last year, to come here and play. And that's the big reason why I signed, just to get it out of the way, get my personal goals out. And that's what I did, and we got it all.
Now, this afternoon against Prairie Central, you scored 45 points. Nobody was fronting you. They let you get the ball inside, and you killed them 45 points. Tonight, it wasn't easy. You got your points, but it wasn't as easy as it looked like.
Yeah, this afternoon they just played behind me, and the guards were able to get it into me. And tonight, Wolf, he guarded me, and he made it tough for me to come across the lane. And when I busted across, sometimes the guards were fortunate enough to get it into me, and I was fortunate enough to have a good position to get a shot down.
Any doubt at all when the run happened that Alleman made? Any doubt at all that you would give it up?
Oh, well, we just wanted to keep our composure throughout that whole thing. And I think we did, and we didn't get rattled, and we hit some free throws. We didn't hit them all, but, you know, we hit some big ones.
Tom Michael, congratulations. See you at Illinois.
All right, thanks a lot.
Tom Michael, one of the reasons why Carlyle is the state champion of Class A basketball in 1989. Here's another one. This man's heard all the little Scott Horner jokes he wants to hear. He's not little anymore. He has grown into manhood, a Class A champion. You hit some big shots to open up this ball game, and that opened the inside.
Yeah, we try to work the ball inside, outside. And when we got two big horses like we do in the middle, that opens everything up for our guards outside.
What is it with Carlyle? What do you guys do around the block? What are you doing when you're out working? Everybody's talking sports. Everybody's talking we can do it, or what?
We just give it all we got, and I guess a lot of we've had a lot of talent coming through Carlyle, and a lot of desire, and with all of a couple of us guys being on the football team too, that helps out a lot. And everybody knows, a lot of us know what winning's all about.
Scott, you got to be tired. You played 2 games, and Alleman put the pressure on you, and you were the man who was breaking it half the time. You've got to be tired, but I know the adrenaline takes over. But still, tomorrow you got to sleep till about 2, or do they do that in Carlyle?
Oh yeah, I think I will. I won't have any problem with that. I'm tired after these 2 games, and hopefully I can enjoy it until baseball season starts.
So baseball, there's another topic for you. Didn't you guys win a championship there not too recently?
Yeah, we did. I'm not sure what year it was in, but yeah, we did win a state championship then too. I wasn't a part of that team, though. That was back about 6 or 7 years ago.
Well, they can't take this away from you, young man. Congratulations, a great game.
Thank you.
That is Scott Horner, one of the other reasons why Carlyle is a state champ. We're going to go now to Frank Bissoni, who's standing by with Bob DeDonker. Frank?
Coach, congratulations on your season. Will you reflect for us on this experience and your game tonight?
Well, we're very pleased. I'm so happy for the school and the community. We've accomplished so much more than anybody ever thought we could. No one heard of us. No one knew anything about us. We come down here and take second place in the state. Our kids are going to be very, very proud of themselves.
One of the things that I noticed about your team, other than being fundamentally sound and well-schooled, was the togetherness that this team showed. And after the game, you went over during the presentation and talked to each of the kids. Will you talk about that a minute?
Yeah, I just told them how much I loved them. It's a situation where these kids really wanted to work hard. The community, the summer started, they worked to the weights. They played all year. They really wanted to improve and have an opportunity to accomplish some things this year, and I don't even think they thought that this could happen, but through hard work, anything's possible.
We've got one of the alums of your fine institution standing by.
My old Hawk brother in high school.
It'd be a shame if you didn't get a moment on camera together.
Well, I'll tell you, the only thing they needed for that run, Frank, was a 4-point play, and this man probably could have hit it a long time ago. But, Bob, before we get on to the future, and I know you've got some people coming back, this team, I mean, these guys are your buddies that you have to discipline them, but they are your friends, aren't they?
They sure are. We've worked very hard. We come very close. We play together. We cry together. We fight together, and they come out here and play. They got, like I said, when they're down 20 points, everybody started to walk, but we noticed that everybody sat in their seats, so there's 5 seconds on the clock.
30 seconds left, and there's a guy up there somewhere looking down here. He's always at this tournament. His name is Don Morris, and without Don Morris, you wouldn't be here right now.
No, Don gave me my start, and I'm so I've said thanks to him 100 times. I talked to him before the games, and it's amazing how fortunate I have been to be here.
Someone once observed that Class A basketball isn't a game, it's a way of life, and I think Alleman and your school is part of that credit.
Yes, they are. They've done a great job. The school, their fans had tremendous backing all the way from the Quad Cities, and I'm sure the whole Quad Cities will be very proud of the kids.
We're on the way now to Art Kimball, back of the desk.
Thank you, Frank and Jim, and Ed, what a tremendous tribute to this game in this state. The interviews with the kids, is very, very classy, wonderful people. There's your final figures. Carlyle shot .606 with the state championship on the line. 20 of 33. Alleman 4-15. Free throws 9 of 18 for the Pioneers. 16 of 24 for Carlyle. Rebounding the edge to Alleman, 30-21. They battled them all the way. Turnovers, the Pioneers turned it over 10 times to 7 for Carlyle, and team fouls, Alleman fouled 20 times to 6 for Carlyle. Carlyle, amazingly, using his own, stayed out of foul trouble tonight. About a 10-second comment, Ed, before we wrap it up.
Well, just a few years ago, Teotopoulos set a record that may never be broken, and then these kids come back tonight and set it to a situation where you have 2 state champs in football and basketball in one season. It's phenomenal.
Well, we salute Carlyle. We salute Rock Island Alleman, all the teams that were down here in the Elite 8 round of the state tournament, those who made the Sweet 16. That's the story. We'll see you next Friday with the quarterfinal round from the Assembly Hall. This is Art Kimball for myself, Jim Albrecht, Frank Bissoni, and Ed Butkovich, wishing you a very pleasant good evening.
watching the 1989 chapter of March Madness. Your network sponsors were the Dairy Farmers of Illinois and Wisconsin. Cool and refreshing milk. It does a body good. DeKalb Pfizer Genetics and the more than 850 Illinois DeKalb Pfizer dealers. The country companies and their more than 900 agents throughout Illinois. You've got the country behind you. And John Deere, recognizing basketball leaders, inviting you to see leadership at work with a whole new line of John Deere equipment.